Hey guys, it's Atticus. How we doing? Today I have a Chaos versus Dwarf replay that I want to show you, and I'm doing this for a few reasons. Actually, I have a few games I'm going to show. I have a buddy who's a Chaos main, and he's been struggling in this matchup, and we got into a conversation about how do Chaos deal with Dwarfs, and I kind of looked into it, was studying what the meta is for both races, and I noticed that a lot of people will bring great weapons. Usually always like Chosen or Chaos Warriors of great weapons, always to try to smash through the front line of the Dwarfs, which is, in my opinion, not the way that you should go about beating them. So I developed a build that doesn't require using any great weapons. What you're going to do here is you're going to bring a Chaos Sorcerer metal with just Plague of Rust. And Plague of Rust is the ability that gives you minus 30 to armor. Also, if you overcast it, you get minus 60 to armor. So it's a very, specific strategic casting, which pretty much win any specific engagement you need to. So say you got like a unit of Chosen, as you can see right here, I brought the sword variant. The reason I do this is because these guys have 60 melee defense, they have really good melee attack, and a 55% missile resist, which the Dwarves are in the meta right now is a lot of range. Usually a lot of Bugsman Rangers, a lot of Corralers and stuff like that. So having that Plague of Rust will help these guys win the engagement. And you can see right here also that I brought the Chaos spawn, Weird spawn, and these guys have armor sundering. It's one of their abilities. So you put these guys with these Chosen, and all of a sudden now the Chosen can actually hit, and they'll be a lot more survivable than the great weapons. So yeah, so as you can see, I got a Chaos Sorcerer, like I said. I also got an Exalted Hero, and both of these guys are on Manticores. And the reason I'm doing this is so I have both the tactical flexibility of being able to land them into ranged units, and also for this right here, as you can see, deal with helicopters and gyrocopters. So so for my front line, you can see here there's 2 units of Chosen, the Weird spawn. I also have a couple units of Chaos Marauders with great weapons, and these are the cheap ones. These are the ones that only cost 500 gold. And in the front, I have some Aspiring Champions, and they're just to hopefully just soak up any arrows and stuff like that. You can see over here I also have the Demon Spew, the Forsaken, and these guys are going to be in a flanking maneuver to try to get it around the back. Also, with a couple units of, where they are right here, Chaos Warhounds of Poison. Excuse me, couldn't talk there for a second. And you can see I also brought the Soul of Damnation, which I think is really good in this matchup. A lot of people are kind of scared to bring it because of the cannons and stuff from the Dwarves, but I always say be patient with it. Just back it up if you need to. Wait till you get your units in position, then take it. Take it into battle. As for my opponent, you can see a very interesting Dwarven army. He has a couple units of Rangers, a couple units of Slayers, one being the Giant Slayer. He has some Iron Breakers, 2 units of Iron Breakers, so really strong front line with a lot of anti-large. Has an Iron Drake, a couple of Longbeards, Gobthrobber, and then this really big unit here of Gyrocopters. So let's go ahead and just start the game and see how my strategy works. So yeah, right off the bat, I didn't bring Horsemasters, which I did in a different replay, which I'll be showing you guys. So I'm going to have to rely on my Exalted Hero and my my Chaos Sorcerer to screen these guys out. So I need to try to get some value from my Soul of Damnation. Right off the bat here, you can see that I'm going to start getting a flanking maneuver in. I'm going to start getting my units around the side. And I'm going to start screening these guys out with my Chaos Sorcerer and my Exalted Hero. We're going to get a really good pick right here. We're just going to start nipping on the side, which will stop the AI if you actually get an attack. Usually we'll send them in the melee. But looks like he does get away. I could have swore that when I watched the replay that we catching him. But I think we'll get him here in a minute. Over here you can see that we're just running by with these Chaos Warhounds. We're just trying to distract some of his units from shooting me. You can see over here that the Soul of Damnation has done some massive damage to these Longbeards, so that's really good value. And this is what I was talking about right here. So we do end up catching these 2 Gyrocopters, and these Manticores will just shred through these guys. So yeah, we're dealing with this huge threat, and we're also keeping those guys from hitting us. Over here, I am going to see a little opening with these Iron Drakes, so I'm going to send the Chaos, the Weird spawn in there. A little bit unsupported. Meanwhile, the Chaos Warhounds are going to come around the flank. You can see that these Chosen right here are just taking those blasting charges as like they're nothing. And they can also deal with their range. So I'm a big fan of the Chosen with shield and sword. I actually think they're better than the Great Weapon variant in this matchup just for that reason. Aspiring Champions are going to get into battle. You can see that my Chaos Warhounds have also gotten to the fight. And all around now we're just collapsing in on the army. You can see right here I'm going to get an Overcast Plague of Rust. It's minus 60 to these guys' armor now, which is going to allow these Chosen and these Aspiring Champions just to deal with these guys a lot more effectively. Over here, the Demon Spew are going to get into these Longbeards, same with the Chaos Warhounds, and you can see that the Weird Spawn, now these guys are supposed to be supporting, you know, the Chosen, but since I had a little bit of an opening, I just went ahead and sent them in. Over here, I am going to chase off one of these Gyrocopters, same thing with this one right here. We got the Exalted Hero, and he's just chasing him around. Whenever my opponent forgets about him, I'm just, sending him in. I'm going to get another Plague of Rust right here. I'm just going to keep casting on these important units, and I'm just trying to, wear them down. If we take a more of a, if we back up from the army here, you can see that, my units of Chaos Marauders or Great Weapons are trading with these, I can't talk right now, trading with these Slayers. It's not a very good engagement for me, but it's distracting him, so these Slayers aren't dealing with my Manticores, they're not dealing with my, my Trolls, or not my Trolls, but my Weird Spawn and stuff like that. You can see that the Exalted Hero the whole game has just been dealing with these Gyrocopters, and this is, really good for me. It's keeping these guys from dealing with my, my Soul of Damnation. Over here, you can see that we've pretty much just destroyed his back line with the Weird Spawn, the Aspiring Champions, the Chaos, what are those guys called? Demon Spew. Yeah, we just shredded, through all those Coralers, those Iron Drakes, and things like that. Over here, you can see I'm going to cast another Plague of Rust. So I'm just. It's so cheap, you can just keep casting, and it's allowing these lesser units to be able to, to deal with them. Over here, I'm going to get my Lord into some battle here, supported with the Weird Spawn, who keep in mind is going to lower the armor of this Lord here. Over here, he is going to get a good little flanking position into these Chosen. It's a little bit unfortunate, but I am going to try to reinforce them here pretty soon. I'm going to get the Soul of Damnation, though, to get in there and start hitting those guys in the back. So, yeah, the good thing about these Chosen is they have so much armor and so much melee defense that they'll last, for quite a while. Let's go ahead and look here at the main engagement. So, yeah, my opponent's going to cast Stand Your Ground, and he is trying to rally some of his forces, but, yeah, this whole game, this, Aspiring Champion has just been chasing off these helicopters. Whenever they try to, attack my unit, they just come into attack. You can see right here a really good Soul of Damnation hit. The Chaos Cannon here is just going to, start really damaging these guys. I'm going to send these men that were right here that came back. They're going to come around now and start to assist with these Iron Drakes. And the whole time, the Chaos Cannon is just, raining in on them. Over here in the main engagement, you can see that now that the Weird Spawn have gotten to the battle, it's going to be lowering these guys' armor. Let's go ahead and just look at their armor. So yeah, you can see right now they're at 125. These guys are at 70. I like to look at it once we get a Plague of Rust. Alright, so right here, we got a Plague of Rust, brings these guys' armor down to 65, and these are Iron Breakers, usually in 100. So you can see that allows these guys, these Chosen, to hit them a lot more effectively. So, yeah, at this point, my Exalted Hero has just been chasing off the helicopters. We've been raining in, the Soldier Nation's been, hitting him. And, yeah, we're just surrounding his units now. And so the idea behind the build of what I was trying to show you guys is you don't need great weapon variants always to beat the Dwarfs. Plague of Rust is such a cheap spell that you could constantly cast it. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, it's better to have the Chosen with shields to survive the meta. And also with the Weird Spawn, who lower armor by 30, it just gives you a more reliable, a more safer way of dealing with the Dawi, since you're not supposed to meet them head on. I know the approach of using great weapons just to smash through the dwarf in front lines is kind of a popular opinion, but pressuring the back line, using spells, stuff like that, in my opinion, is a lot more of a safe strategy. And I have several different replays I'm going to show you guys of this build, a little bit different. Like each time I'll do a little bit differently. Like sometimes I'll use Trolls for flanking. But, yeah, I just wanted to kind of show you the idea behind it. So, yeah, at this point now we're starting to break my opponent, and yeah, that's going to be a good game. So, let's go ahead and look at the in-screen breakdown here. I apologize if it lagged again. Like, as soon as I get my school money, I'm going to get a new computer, because I'm getting kind of, I don't know if it's my laptop or what. But, yeah, so as you guys can see here, the Chaos Sorcerer, he was just constantly casting the overcasted Plague of Rust. The Exalted Hero on a Manticore you take if you don't bring any Horse Masters to deal with helicopters. He can also deal with any ranged. And yeah, these Chosen, I mean, they just survived the whole game, supported by these Weird Spawn. These guys got into the back. I got a lot of value of the Soul of Damnation. I think the Hell Cannon is really good in this matchup. I don't care what anybody says. You just have to be patient with it. If your opponent has a lot of cannons, just back it up, like I said, so you can get your help, your Chaos Warhounds in there. These guys did really good flanking, and yeah, you just pretty much saw like the strategy behind it. So yeah, I hope that guys kind of helps. I hope that maybe will show you some creative ways of dealing with the Dwarfs. If I had to like summarize what to take from it, would just be use the Plague of Rust, chosen with sword and shield are viable in this matchup. I think they're a lot safer of a pick. And yeah, using the weird spawn. So that was just a quick one for you guys. I hope that helps. I'll upload another one as well with this kind of like mindset. And it's Atticus. I'll see you next time. Thank you.